Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're tucking in for some of the best steaks at the Oaks Steakhouse in Broken Bow. And later on in the show, could the best park in the United States be right here in Oklahoma? I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
So we must toot our horn.
Are we talking about TikTok?
Wait, we must turn on all of our notifications because they're blowing up.
Oh my God.
It's stupid. I mean, it's good stupid.
It's awesome.
It's a healthy stupid.
So we're currently, you did a video on Griffin Memorial Hospital, which you call Central State for some reason.
Listen, Griffin is on the other side. Griffin Memorial is the newer hospital they built, just from what I understand, and if somebody's out there, please correct me, or I could go through the comments. I'm sure there's a correction in there somewhere. If I'm not mistaken, Central State Hospital is the original building. Griffin is what they built on the campus of Central State. There's a couple of different buildings that mean a couple of different things.
I think you're wrong.
Okay, well.
Okay, so here's the way that I understand Griffin Memorial Hospital.
Sure.
It was originally an academy, like a school, called Highgate Academy. It closed. Some doctors bought it and renamed it and opened it up as the Oklahoma Sanitarium Company, which by my reckoning, the Oklahoma Sanitarium Company is the scariest, most terrifying name that you could ever put on any piece of real estate.
Anything at all.
But in 1915, the sanitarium was sold to the state and became known as Oklahoma State Hospital.
Okay.
In 1952, the name was changed to Central State Griffin Memorial Hospital. And then shortened to Griffin Memorial Hospital in 1994.
Okay. So we're all right.
Yes.
Okay.
At least that's my understanding. If there's some historians out there,
reach out. Jeff Provine, if you're listening, please.
Yeah, we want to know the skinny, but I think the name that is most widely recognized is Griffin Memorial Hospital.
And I knew that going in, and then I was like, wait, Central State sounds right. But either way, I was literally in town. Had a little bit of free time. Kids were with my mom. Tara was on the road. And I was like, you know what? I'm in town. Let's make something of it. So went to the ice creamatory. That video's doing really well right now. By the way, thank you out there really thank all of y'all for your support. We'll talk more about that later. And I drove by. He's like, it's been a couple years since I've been on the campus of Griffin Memorial, formerly known as Central State Sanitarium, formerly known as Sanitarium USA.
The Oklahoma Sanitarium Company. Oh my God, that's scary.
Like, if you told me that's where I'm going, no, I'll just end it right here.
Yeah.
I'll take out the trash for you. I was like, let's just pull in there. Well, right away, if you've seen the video, you know that it's blocked off. You can't drive through it. But, and I'm not somebody that gets the heebies. I really don't. Okay, there was one other time in Skiatook where we did that. I think we need to revisit that at some point. But being outside of this, it's just this, it feels like you're walking into a tomb.
Yeah, I can see that. So I went to school right down the street.
Yeah.
From that place. I used to live on Eufaula.
Yeah, that's not far at all. It's like right down the street.
From my yard, I could see Griffin Memorial Hospital.
I know what school you're talking about too, yeah.
And I used to ride my bike around, and dude, I'm telling you, we didn't go anywhere near this place alone.
Well, and you kind of going through some of the comments, because there's a lot of comments.
So, yeah, and I don't want to go...
We're not going to get too deep
I don't want to spend the whole episode talking about the video, but needless to say, we've got feedback for today's show.
Definitely.
We're not even including... Right now, there are over 1,000 comments on this video.
I gave up trying to just like the comments, not even the core of the way through.
Yeah, there are comments with 1,000 likes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, anyway... Needless to say, what you were saying, there are people that share the same story. They lived in Norman and never went near it. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyway, with that being said, check out our YouTube page or our TikTok page if you want some kind of cool, smaller form factor or smaller form videos and such.
And if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, look for probably more of it. I think we're talking about maybe trickling a little bit more of the spooky stuff in every night, because it seems to be what, people love it. Well, we know people like spooky stuff, and we do too, but we also like our steaks as well done as our ghost stories, right?
No. What do you mean well done?
You don't like your steak well done?
Oh my God, are you being serious right now?
I refuse to eat steak because I'm not supposed to eat it rare.
I like my steak to be as rare as the times that I've gone into a place like Griffin Memorial Hospital.
Yeah.
I don't want it, and I want my steak to be that rare.
Yeah, bloody as... Yeah, I'm that way too. Give it to me bloody as hell. Almost blue. If I'm really going to choose, it's going to be blue.
Well, today we're talking about a place that... It's in a place... Oh my God. So this steakhouse is in a place that I love to go.
Broken Bow. I'm sorry, I just gave it away. Cat's out of the bag. Broken Bow, we've done a few shows on that part of town. Hell, we've been in that area quite a few times.
My only issue
Parking?
is it's so popular.
Yeah, it's
like
so popular.
You almost have to go on a Monday.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in season.
Yeah, you got to go on a Monday between lunch and dinner. If they're open at dinner. Or if they're open between lunch and dinner, it depends on the restaurant. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think you and I have planned poorly. A lot of times with trips to Broken Bow, and it's like
we forget that it's
like, oh, we didn't plan for the fact that they're having the Bass Pro-a-thon fishing competition, and everybody from 15 states is here. Everybody with a fishing pole from 150,000 miles away is here.
Hell, I don't know what it was going on that one time we went down not too long ago. We were passing through Idabel and whatnot, and where the traffic, we're like, let's just go this way. And there was traffic backed up for miles.
Waze said, oh, you want to go 5 miles down the road?
Sure. You got 2 hours?
2.5 hours.
But yeah, Broken Bow, tons of stuff to do, and they've got this place is a premier steakhouse.
It is, and it's a really I don't like being I'm horrible at describing things, but this place is charming. It's rustic. It's inviting. It has a really casual kind of feel to it.
As long as you don't say anything on the menu is really cool. And what's the other thing that you like to say about stuff? I'm trying to help you avoid.
I lost
your
the
tropes.
list. I lost the list
of the list of what not to say,
of things that I'm not allowed to say.
Charming. I've never heard you say charming about anything.
Okay, well, good. This place is charming.
You're softening up.
It is nestled.
Oh gosh, here he goes. He's really pulling.
It's nestled in a stand of large oak trees.
When did you start reading children's fantasy novels? Nestled, charming.
I like reading Harry Potter to the kids.
What's next? Magical? Go ahead.
I would give it magical, especially in the evening.
Okay.
Like at night with the lights and stuff.
Okay.
I'll give it magical.
Majestic.
They opened in 1997, so they're coming up on 30 years.
Yeah, I graduated high school. I know. I'm old. I graduated late. This was like, Jack, I should have graduated in 95, but I can do the math.
Were you that kid?
I was Eddie Haskell.
Like you're buying beer for people and
no,
still in school.
Actually, we had a kid, and if you're out there, you're probably not listening, but if you are, Keith Webb, I thought I was the oldest guy in school. He was 21 as a senior.
Hey, Keith, did you hear that? I know it was a surprise when the bus just ran you over.
Right? No, he was driving before anybody else was. Back when you held kids back until they were 30. They don't do that anymore. And it shows. It really shows. Go ahead.
So this place was founded by a former McCurtain County Sheriff, Bud Gilbert.
Now that's a guy that you definitely wanted to stay away from. He probably never went by his last name. Everybody called him Bud.
Oh, yeah. Bud and his wife, Laverne.
Now she's somebody, Laverne. She doesn't put up with anything.
You got to know that Bud and Laverne don't allow any shenanigans to take place in their restaurant, guaranteed. So the family had previously owned a grocery store, and when Bud retired, they wanted to get back into serving the community, what they called being in the people business, and they opened up this restaurant. Dude, they've been killing it ever since.
You know, I always say this, and I feel like it's always I have a disparaging remark when I said, I'm not big on steak. I'm just not. And I think there's probably a number of reasons why I don't hate it. But steak and broken bow, sign me up. That's the top of the list. If you can get a good steak at a place where you probably, if you were judging just on no knowledge, you'd think there's probably a lot of catfish shacks. And
so, just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
Is this not a place that you and I have ever been together? No?
There's a lot of places we haven't been together, and this is one of them.
Okay. So their fish is locally sourced, and their steaks are fresh, hand-cut daily.
Wow.
So we'll hop right into the menu. So as far as the steaks go, they have a really big selection of steaks, which is uncommon. Yeah, most places will have 2 or 3. They've got 8.
Yeah, it's usually what? They usually do a prime rib, T-bone, New York strip, and a filet, right?
Or sirloin or something like that. Yeah, these guys, they do T-bone, prime rib, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, a shish kebab. They do a filet, bacon wrap filet.
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
A ton of options. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I'm going to say, find something on the menu that includes the dill sauce, the creamy dill sauce. I've
heard some stuff about that.
I don't know what's in it. I don't know what it's made out of.
Well,
but I would swim in it.
Well, can I take a
If you could rent a kayak, and swim through a river of creamy dill sauce,
I'm paddleboarding in it. With a chicken nugget or something, a homemade chicken nugget. I'm going to venture to guess that one of the main ingredients in the dill sauce
is dill. Oh yeah, you could taste the dill, but I don't know what else. I don't know what else is the dill with this dill sauce.
What's the deal with the dill sauce?
Yeah.
So out of all those, you've got 8 choices. What's your go-to? Your money. Where's your money going? If I know anything about you, you're going all in. 16 ounce, $32.95.
The T-bone. I'm not a T-bone fan.
Really?
I don't like the T-bone because you get the way that it's cut.
You get the strip. Yeah,
you're going to have one that's overdone or one that's underdone, no matter what.
That's true.
So I prefer either a ribeye. I like a ribeye or a New York strip. I like a fatty piece of meat.
What's your sides? I'm meat and potatoes. If I'm doing it, it's just going to be a baked potato side salad and a piece of meat.
I am kind of with my diet. I typically try to do something like broccoli or something like that.
Yeah.
They do a loaded baked potato, which I took a bite of one. I'm going to say pretty bomb.
Top 5 loaded baked potato?
My personal opinion, it's kind of hard to screw a baked potato up.
That's true.
But they do a really good job. It's butter, sour cream, bacon bits.
Really good job of not screwing it up.
Cheese and chives. Ooh. A lot of people forget the chives.
They do. You don't get chives a lot.
But their broccoli was great. But I also got the grilled asparagus with the dill sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude. I don't know what it is.
If you're one of those people that's like, can I get the asparagus without the dill sauce? I'd be like, check, please. You're out of here.
I think that's probably one of the situations where Bud breaks out his old service revolver.
And pistol whips you?
Either that or plugs a hole in you. Like
Bud, we're not pretending.
Laverne slaved over that dill sauce. You're going to eat it, and you're going to like it.
Or she's going to come whip your ass with a wooden spoon.
Or a switch. To make you go pick one of your own oak switch out of the yard.
Nothing worse than somebody making you go pick something to whip your own ass with. That's crazy, but I think that's probably what Laverne would do.
I think she would. Their onion rings were also good. Dude, they've got a big menu.
For being, when you hear steakhouse.
Yeah.
Synonymous with steakhouse. I'm not saying you're limited to, but we've been to some places where it's pretty much steak, potato, salad. I mean, they've got it all. Chicken, fish, sandwiches.
Their chicken is really good as well. I did sneak a bite.
Well, because Amber's, she's
been doing a lot better.
She's doing better. But she's our chicken strip girl.
She does like chicken. The char-grilled chicken with the lemon butter.
Ooh, Mamma Mia.
I would go there and eat the chicken.
I thought you were going to do the dad thing and say, it's the bomb.com.
I don't think...
You never said the bomb.com?
I just don't think when you're talking the Oaks Steakhouse that bomb.com
covers it?
Yeah.
What would it be then?
I don't know. It doesn't feel
thebeesknees.org.
It might be the bee's knees. It might be the bee's knees. But dude, they've got a huge menu. They've got chicken livers, which is something you don't see on a lot of menus. They've got cheddar cheese stuffed peppers. All this stuff is made there.
Do you know what I like about this? You know, kids, we're kind of taking a glance at the menu to get a refresher here, but what's charming to me about the menu is the businesses on there. Hochatown Engraving, Russell's Appliance. I just like that. Those are the kind of restaurants I like to go into where the tabletop is the ads.
A billboard.
It's a billboard for the
town.
I love that. I know it's a small detail in the food is what it's really all about, but that also highlights that it's a close-knit community.
It really is.
Yeah.
Again, though, menu is great. Location is great. Dude, if you're going to be anywhere near Broken Bow, this has got to be on your list of places to go.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they got a kids menu. Seriously, that has more than just chicken strips and cheeseburgers on it. I mean, for me, having kids, my kids can get a chicken fried steak. I wonder, though. There are some places that will take umbrage if you order a child's menu item. Now, I know with health concerns, sometimes you can tell them my doctor, prefers I don't eat as much. Can I have the child's portion of chicken fried? You can get a kid's chicken fried steak. Where are you going to find me a restaurant
that serves chicken fried steak to kids?
A child.
I think if you ordered the kids' chicken fried steak, that Bud Laverne would come out and have words with you.
And you'd probably never be seen again.
Bud would come out and he'd be like, "You look like a pretty big boy. I think you could do a big boy steak. How about that?"
You got a teenage menu?
They're right there, though, on Park Drive in Broken Bow. Hours, a little hectic. Again, this is a summer. This is a season.
Right, it's a season.
So they have summer hours Monday through Thursday. They do 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And Friday and Saturday, it's 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Winter hours, they do Monday through Thursday, 11 to 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Friday and Saturday, they do 11 to 9. So close a half an hour early in the wintertime, which makes sense. I think people are pretty well packed up and done a little bit earlier in Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
Especially in a tourist town like Broken Bow. Great feel, great place to eat. And
there's something for, I hate saying it, it's so cliche. There's literally the menu. If you can't find something on the menu, we can't help you. Our job, we failed. As ambassadors of travel, we've done a ton of shows in Broken Bow.
Yes, but I am going to say, and you and I experienced this.
Yeah.
There is a bit of a food desert.
There is between, there's a lot of
when you get
real
down
estate.
there, you can cover a lot of ground without ever coming across any place to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Broken Bow is not that far out of the way when you're down south, when you're down in the southeast corner of the state, and it's worth the drive.
Absolutely, like 100%.
If you're in a town, which there are a few of them, where the best recommendation you can get is a fast food restaurant, but you're only 30 or 40 minutes away from Broken Bow, make the drive.
Or if you're in a town where the people at the hotel
say the best breakfast is
just down the street, get there early, and they're lying to you, go to Idabel.
Idabel?
Yeah, that's the next town from Atoka.
Oh. No, don't go to Idabel. Go to Broken Bow.
Go to Broken Bow. Yeah, just skip there. Check out of the hotel early, leave, and never come back. Go to Broken Bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want more information on the Oaks Steakhouse, check out their website, theoaksteakhouse.com.
Well, coming up after the break, does Oklahoma have the premier Central Park? Find out.
I'm Raven Rollins, and this is my Southern True Crime podcast where I discuss cases from my former hometown. Ada, Oklahoma paints itself as an average community, but its history of murder and corruption runs deeper than any story has ever told. You'll hear plenty of special guests, including authors and experts in their fields, who visit with me on each episode, as well as other cases in the southern states. With notorious and unknown cases alike, every victim sees the light on my show. This is Sirens, a true crime podcast.
Ooh. So, news story today from USA Today. From city parks to main streets, these are the best public spaces across the U.S., top gathering spots in U.S. cities.
No pun intended. Oops. Did I give anything away?
You might have. So, USA Today did this poll basically asking, what's the best parks?
Yeah, where's the best place to cook out recreationally?
So they partnered with a panel of experts to make nominations, and then they asked the readers to vote for their favorites. Tulsa, Oklahoma made it to the number 1 spot. The Gathering Place in Tulsa is the best city park in the United States for 2024.
You're pulling my leg.
I'm not. And the awesome part is we even beat out Hawaii.
That's tall cotton.
Number 6 on the list was the Ala Moana Regional Park in Honolulu.
That's big league.
On the beach.
With the water. Yeah.
On the beach in Honolulu.
We beat out Moana.
So, the Gathering Place, according to the news article, a riverfront park in Tulsa, was designed as an inclusive green space where residents and visitors alike can relax and engage with one another. It features 6 million gallons of water, 80 tree species, attractions, amenities like fireplaces, a 5-acre adventure playground, boathouse, a pond, a sensory garden, and a reading tree.
That's wild. You know, and I've never... So when the Gathering Place opened up, I wasn't quite a father yet. And my kids haven't been quite old enough to... I'm not saying they're not, but they're 2 and 4. And I don't get up that... I love Tulsa. As much as I talk about how much I love Tulsa, once it was... I've had a pregnant girlfriend for the last 4 years. Like, I barely got to drag her ass around Graceland in Memphis for my birthday. She almost ruined it. Just kidding. I'm kidding. You did a great job. You did a really good job. So I've never been to the Gathering Place. I've heard... You've told me some great things. I know people have gone up there. I've seen some... It's a beautiful... It's almost like not even... It's one of those situations where... At a glance, if you said if I didn't know it was in Tulsa, and I'm not downgrading Tulsa, I wouldn't believe that it's in Tulsa.
It's almost like it was designed like as an Escher painting or something.
Right. It just doesn't seem real.
It does have a
little bit of a mythological appearance to it.
And I'm gonna give it to Tulsa. They did that without the assistance of the OnlyinOKShow.
They're one of the very few that have.
Just not tooting our own horn here, but I'm going to say Medicine Park has been making a lot of number 1 in the country lists.
Yeah.
And I will say when we first started talking about Medicine Park...
They were making a lot of number what lists?
There wasn't a lot going on.
They weren't a list.
And over the years, they have instituted a lot of things that I'm pretty sure we were first on the scene.
I guarantee we
saying,
were.
Hey, if you make this change and do this, and
if you build it, even though that's technically not what he says in the movie, but if you build it, they will tourist. How's that?
So anyway, super pumped on Tulsa.
Oh, yeah.
Super pumped on the Gathering Place.
Tulsa.
If you want more information on the story, you want to see the other participants in that list.
Yeah.
We'll include a link in the show notes.
Because there's got to be some... If you're as blown away that Hawaii got beat up by us, I wonder who else... I gotta see who else is. I'm not saying we're not deserving of it, but I'm right there with you. I need to see just how tall a cotton we're in, you know what I mean?
Like I said, if we can beat out a Paradise Beach...
Black sand, blue waters.
Then I say we're doing something right in Oklahoma.
Ola Wakaniki, come on, you want to lay me past the Poi Mahalo? You remember that from Wayne's World?
Yes,
We're talking about an island where everyone gets laid when they get off the airplane. You know?
Well, you got me. So we do have some feedback.
Yeah, we're getting
outside of the 1,000 people that responded to
ridiculous
to your Griffin Memorial Hospital video.
Yeah,
JW Racing is back.
He's back.
He dropped you another little nugget. He's commented on the last 3 or 4 shows.
I mean,
but I only included the feedback that I thought might help you
continue to build
your dossier on JW Racing. So
let her rip. Let's hear it.
In reference to the Tulsa Flea Market episode in Tulsa, Oklahoma, JW Racing 77.
Great place to live.
No. He said, I used to go to the flea market
God,
all the time.
Jeez. We're on Admiral?
That's what he said.
No, that's okay. So, fun fact, when we went, we were a little upstart, only in OK, the trip to Sky I took. Remember we went into Tulsa, went to the flea market on Admiral that's no longer there, that had the
bowling ball.
I still have a picture of the World Peace Monument. His credibility's there.
I know that he exists.
I know, but he was very specific. Okay, it's one thing to say Broken Arrow's a great place to live, but wait! Holy shit! He did say Broken Arrow was a great place to live.
Yes, he did.
He did say he went to the flea market on Admiral. There's a 98% chance I am related to JW Racing.
Okay.
I have family. I know. It's a shot in the dark. But I have family up in them parts that live in and around there. We're getting close.
I'm telling you, this is gonna haunt you until you die. I hope on all that is holy in the universe that JW Racing 77 never reveals his true identity.
There's gonna come a time when you're gonna drag your family up to the mountain retreat, and they're like, Dad, Grandpa, we go up here every time. He's not going to come out of the cabin. And you're like, what I have in this envelope just might get him out of the cabin. And you're like, I got it, Brett. You hear a gunshot.
Solve the mystery.
And you hear a gunshot flying, just an errant gunshot. And it'll be me up there in my JW Racing 77 with my JW Racing 77 email address, wearing my freaking tissue boxes on my feet.
So we did have a little bit more feedback. Tim C. on Facebook.
Hi, Tim C.
He said, we need more Osage County, Pawhuska, and Bartlesville content.
Let's do it.
I do not disagree with him. I did a search.
Lots of stuff up there.
No, I did a search on of the 300 plus episodes that we've got.
Did you scrub it?
And I didn't pull up a whole lot, so he's right. Osage County, Pawhuska, Bartlesville.
And those are hot button areas right now because of, with Killers of the Flower Moon being up there. And, I think we've covered the Mercantile and or the Pioneer Woman restaurant.
A little bit. We haven't done it justice yet.
We haven't done it justice. And maybe there's probably some others. Because, to be honest, from what I understand, the locals aren't just a huge fan of the Pioneer Woman. I don't know. There might be a little bit of a controversy there. But yes, you're right. We need to cover Osage County a little bit better.
We do.
Much better.
Speaking of things that we need to cover, coming up real quick.
Yeah.
Beginning of June, the Chandler Ice Cream Festival.
It's around the corner.
June 8th in Tillman Park in Chandler, Oklahoma. Held in honor of Chandler's Highland Dairy Plant. Free ice cream.
Yes.
Free carnival rides. Free local music.
Free ice cream.
Free for the day.
For another Oklahoma-owned company, Highland Dairy.
Yeah, so free ice cream, free carnival rides, free local music.
Free.
I think you and I should make a trip to Chandler on June 8th.
And try not to run into my ex-in-laws. Let's do that. And maybe we'll run into JW. If JW Racing is one of my... What if JW Racing is my ex-wife?
This whole time, we were thinking it was Johnny Walker or something like that.
But no, and we do the thing where we pull the face off, and she's like, I would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for you meddling ex-husbands.
I'm sorry, this went from like a serial killer hunt to an episode of Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Right? It's not JB David. It's not JW Racing, it's Old Man Crabtree. That's what it's going to end up being.
It's
not my ex-wife, it's Old Man Crabtree. Well, this has been the Only in OK Show. Help us solve the mystery. The JW Racing 77 caper. Email us, OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com. Give us your show suggestions. Tell us where you're missing, like Tim C. did. Tell us where we need to be. Tell us what we need to be talking about. New episodes every week. I'm Brett.
I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace. I'm Brett. You're like, and I'm Reverend Covington. God. Opened in 1997. That's what AI would do. Opened in 1997. Coming up on 30 years ago. Founded by former founding father Gary McCurtain.
Check this out. How's my sound?
Good. I wish I could see it. Pretend to be.
Well, can always trust a guy who puts his face on a t-shirt.
I don't know enough about storm chasing to know what the tech is, but I don't know. There's got to, maybe the anchors are a real thing where he drives the anchors into the ground.
Yeah.
That's not the trailer I was talking about. There's another. Just real quick, see if there's another one that came out within the last day or so.
That literally came out 9 hours ago.
No, that's old. The one that I saw is when they're at the.
Literally said 9 hours ago.
Just see. Put Twister's Rodeo or something like that.
That started off at the rodeo.
It did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what do you think?
Again, there's no way you're going to have a full rodeo if there's a 14% chance of a tornado.
Not a chance.
Mike Morgan would have said, hey, wherever that was, tornadoes are a possibility, and 90% of the people in that stadium would have left, swung by Walmart to pick up milk and bread, and completely destroyed the water aisle for some reason.
And that's not suggesting that Oklahomans aren't badasses, but the reality of the situation is we would much rather watch a tornado from the house.
Yes, but we also all have dogs.
Yeah.
We all have animals.
We have something to tend
to. And
to.
as soon as somebody says something about a tornado, we're like, man, we got to get home. Dogs can't be outside.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go into the storm shelter.
Dogs can't be here. Horses can't be there.
Right.
If there's any way to prevent it.
Yeah, no, it's.
And I get it. It's an action thriller.
It bugs me, though. The lead, the female lead, looks like she's about 14 years old.
Yeah. I do like Glenn Powell, though. He's a pretty cool guy. I like him. He's fun. He was in Maverick. He's been in a few things. He was in The Dark Knight Rises. He's been in a few things.
I'm not saying Helen Hunt is the epitome of acting and that they should have brought Helen Hunt back. But can we have somebody that looks like they might have graduated from high school already?
Somebody that looks like they can drive the Twister truck? Yeah. Aside from the glaringly obvious,
there's a whole lot of funny part. I mean, a whole lot of stuff I'm not supposed to laugh at that I laughed at.
I know. I just kind of take umbrage with a movie about tornadoes when we live in Tornado Alley.
Yeah, I just think I'm sorry, but the tornado pushing the train down the street, like I get, yes, tornadoes are strong, but
we might be stretching.
We might be stretching it a little bit.
But do you get and we talked about it earlier during dinner. It's when you make the tornado be Jaws.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what real professional storm chasers. They've had a few laughs at this movie's expense. I'd be interested to see what they say.
Who's your expert? Who's your
Tom Pastrana? He's my go-to. He's my go-to guy. I had barbecue with the guy.
What about Hank Brown?
Hank Brown, he likes Brahms. He does. He's the guy in the meme.
I know, but I was wondering, like...
Here's the thing I brought up the other night while we were wondering if we needed to run for our lives or not. The News 9 storm coverage was powered by Brahms. Hank Brown went to a Brahms. Do you think he's contractually obligated to find the nearest Brahms? Let's just swing through the McDonald's. No, we're contractually obligated to go over here to Brahms. I just wonder if that's the case. I don't know. I'd like to be, can we be contractually obligated to eat Brahms? I'll take it. I'll eat it. Yeah, a double third, not quite a third pound burger. I'll eat them once a week. Money talks, bull patties walk. Or beef patties, money talks, beef patties walk. There's a song I was singing the other day that I didn't even know I knew all the words to. It's Riders on the Storm by the Doors. I was just rambling and off. Like, man, I haven't heard this song in its entirety in 30 years. Is there a song or two that you know word for word that you could sing without a tune? Like you could just bust out and start singing and sing it front to back?
Oh, yeah. There are a ton of songs.
Give me one.
Hell, probably 40% of the Beatles catalog.
Yeah, that's true. Sing one.
No.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from a friend. Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from a friend. Ooh, I'll get high with a little help from a friend. Which version do you like, Ringo's version? What do I do at the end of the day? I'm scared you to be alone. No, no. What do I do with my love? Away. Dude, Joe Cocker. The first time I ever heard that song, that song jams, dude. Like when he goes, do you need anybody? I just need somebody to love. You know, if Elvis was alive, the chances of being actually dead are better now. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You coming back? Fulfill your destiny. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Do you know that the property taxes have increased on Tatooine, Vader?
Yes.
You excited about Connor graduating? It's bittersweet.
Yeah, it is.
You're going to let me say that corny shit. You're going to let me say it's bittersweet.
Corny shit all the time. What are you talking about? I'm like a
The
human
king of
corn dog.
3, 2, 1.
Say whatever you need to. That was the...
Welcome to the show today. We're tucking in for some of the best steaks. Some of the best steaks. The Oaks Steakhouse is located in Broken Bow. It's Stratfordshire Estates in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. I'm Nigel. Joining me today is my loyal companion. What's another English name besides Nigel? Liam. Liam's another. Welcome to the OnlyinOKShow. It's Liam and Nigel. We're traveling through the malls of Moore, Oklahoma to show you that.
No one goes out into the moor at night.
No one goes into the moor. What if 19th is where all the werewolves are? I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if you don't want to cross the 19th Street moor. Beware of the moon and the four-way stop at Telephone Road. And God, woo! Did you go through the four-way stop without stopping properly? God rest your soul, mate. That's another thing. Can we go over how to do stop? We need to have a thing where we go, okay, four-way stops, let's talk about it. Do you know how long four-way stops have been around? 1908, like, turn of the century. And we can't get it right still.
I blame cell phones.
Or
the number of people that stop at a stop sign and immediately look down. Like, oh, I got 27 seconds to check out the latest Facebook post.
Like you have, okay, real quick, and we'll get to it. If you had to make a pie chart of four-way stop percentage, this much of this, a small percentage, how much of a percentage would be phone? 65?
Yeah.
Maybe. But you got to throw in the Good Samaritan stuff like, oh no, come on ahead. That shit gets on my nerves. And
I hate when people are nice.
Well, no. And then it's the dodo bird stuff. No. Do I go? The first one to the stop is the first one to leave. It goes in order of appearance.
Yes.
No, it's not. Like, I don't know how there's not like crosses in the road for people who've killed each other trying to figure out a damn stop sign to the four-way. It's not easy.
The thing that bothers me is the other end of it. The people that will just sit there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude.
And then you start to move, and then it's like, what do you do? They don't move until you do.
No, I'm talking about the people who will pull up there, and they were obviously first, and then every single other person ends up going, and they're like...
It's a video game.
You go. Like,
it's a video game. I'm convinced all of this is a video game.
We're living in the simulation.
So this is how I know. Every morning, without fail. Now, I don't know if it's because the guy playing my character on whatever Sims game it is getting up earlier now. But there for a little bit, every morning I peed at the same time. Like, it didn't matter. I could pee 20 minutes before I left, and right when I get to work, I have to pee every morning. I'm convinced there's a kid that just cashed in all of his V-Bucks for the freaking bladder blaster upgrade in whatever video game we're in. But now, I barely leave the driveway and I got to pee. So what I've started doing, so I don't want to leave my kids in the car by themselves for very long, I go up to the crepe myrtle. You know what, city? Come and get me. You already billed me at $500. Come get some. When I go over to the crepe myrtle and take a leak before I leave in the morning, I'm like praying like, but yeah, I'm convinced this is a simulation. I'm 100% convinced. And whoever is running the driving simulator, die. One last story. Did I tell you about the guy that had car trouble? Now, you're familiar with 240 when you go to you do the loop up to 44?
Yeah. Coming south?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you were in the city a lot. You knew at one time you were there a lot. So one morning I'm going, and there's a guy parked on the side of the road, car trouble, not far from the overpass. He goes and stands at the damn near the apex of the loop with a gas can, holding it in the air as to suggest, can someone help me? You're literally standing where if someone stopped for you, they're dead. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. No,
I believe there should be recertification for driving. I really do. It's crazy out there. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the show today. We're talking about steaks. Tucking it in. We're tucking it in. We're tucking it in. Fancy pants son of a bitch. You went to Ruth's Chris one time and now we're saying tucking it in. Golly, isn't there enough tucking in our meats? We're going to try to talk about some steaks and not make you filet mignon yourself to sleep. Get it? Mignon, because the yawn in it. Because you yawn when you're tired. 3, 2, 1.